Welcome back to what I'm going to call part two of the Maupin Madness Poker Run presentation, I guess. Getting back to the vision. There's two types of riders out there. Now there's more. There's a lot of types. But the types that I think would be best to draw into Maupin are what my brother-in-law likes to call the adventurers or the motorcycle enthusiasts. We go out there, we want to ride. We don't care if we're out all day long as it's beautiful and it's fun. Those riders, when they show up, they're going to need lodging. I am proposing a 300-mile ride, and if that surprises you, believe me, there's people that'll be coming after year after year after year and not getting bored with this one. The Pendleton Bike Week offers the Rattlesnake 500. Now that's a long ride. 300, it intimidates some people until they've gone on one with me, and then they're like, holy cow, this was nothing. Those kind of riders, though, they don't just show up in the morning, ride all day long, or ride for a few hours, and then go away and go home. Now, they might do that if they live in Redmond or the Dalles. But if they came from farther away, they're just going to have to get some lodging and spend some money in the area. And they're going to need to eat and drink in the area. And that's a really good thing for businesses involved at the Chamber of Commerce and those who aren't. It's also a great thing for the riders. Inspiration for this, for me, came in part my love for riding, but also the Hell's Canyon Rally. I'll try to hold this up. The Hell's Canyon Rally has several different rides. Each one of these can get you a pin when you ride them. Each one of these has beautiful scenery, and you can get patches. We can give them patches, we can give them pins too. People don't think much about riding the mountain course with its 250 miles and all the turns they brag about. They don't think much about riding the Gold Rush course. They're not intimidated by 266 miles. Most of these you can chop off and modify anyway. But people come back for a decade or more riding these same rides. 262 miles on the Valley course. 182 miles on the Canyon course. Yes, I will admit there's some beautiful country here. I think what's being offered by the Maupin Madness Poker Run and the expansion loop I'm talking about rivals that. I'm talking about a rider's rally, giving them some serious Central Oregon beauty. Like I said from the beginning, a lot of the ideas that became part of the Maupin Madness Poker and Bike Show were kicked around in my kitchen with our family. It wasn't born, it wasn't my idea, it was Christy and Steve's idea in the Chambers, and like I said again, thank you for that. But a lot of ideas were kicked around over the years. There were two views of what the rally, what the ride, the poker run should become. Mine was more of a rider's rally, which brings me to the route. Hopefully I can keep this camera steady. I'm going to start to explain some things. And hopefully we have enough light for this. The classic Maupin Madness Poker Run is a 200-mile run. I'm proposing a new route, one that runs from Maupin down through Shaniko and Antelope over to Fossil. What I'm proposing then is keeping the existing run, but then from Fossil runs down through Service Creek, runs down to Mitchell. Sorry, I went off camera there. Goes from Fossil through Service Creek to Mitchell, over to Dayville, up through Kimberly, back and up to Fossil, and then back home to Maupin. It is a 306-mile route. Some people will be intimidated. If they can ride 200 miles, they can ride this. The difference is we kick them out and tell them they need to be kickstands up. You need to leave at 9 o'clock. We should give them an extra hour to come in. It is a long route, but there's some really good things about it. It's more of a rider's rally. There's 120 turns between this area here and here. This is actually lifted from a motorcycle map that's presented, and I actually pieced a couple together. This is Eastern and Western Oregon, believe it or not, and you guys are right on the seam of it. There's 120 turns in here, and people think that's just the most unbelievable riding, and it is. But what I've discovered is from Fossil down to Mitchell, there's 140. From Mitchell over to Dayville is beautiful riding, more of the Fossil Monument area. From this area in here up towards this area, or somewhere in this area, there's an extra 74. And I don't know exactly how much is in here, but this is part of that 140. So they're going to get this again, and then you get their 120 turns here again. So conservatively, since I don't have a count of what's in this area here, conservatively, what I do have without this count, just 74 between here and here, there's 454 corners. 454 turns. I don't know of a ride in the Western United States that can brag that. This is something that will draw people. I am suggesting also online registration. Kyle and I talked about that. She had a great idea. I've been wanting to see that for years. I think she will make that happen. I think it's important that we separate this into two hands. Those who take the longer route, they're in a separate hand. They have a separate registration. Maybe one's a white card registration. Maybe one's a blue card. The people that do the blue card, they're in a second hand, and they shouldn't have to come in at 5 o'clock. We should give them till 6. It would be a bad idea to try to rush these people to come in. The distance is from, I'm going to pause this and start a part 3.